Pro Wrestling Weekly. For over 20 years, the revolutionary force in sports entertainment radio talk.
Is cooking.
WBCB presents Pro Wrestling Weekly,
the longest-running pro wrestling radio talk show in the history of terrestrial radio.
And he's obviously Michael Cole.
Call in with a question or comment at 215-949-3232.
You really do sound like a
grizzled old vet. Is that where you were going with there?
Yes.
To not get you in trouble?
Oh, I'll get in trouble at some point. Believe me, I'll do something.
Well, to keep you out of trouble in this case, at least.
And now, here are your hosts of Pro Wrestling Weekly, Fearon and Lucas DeSangro.
Ooh, I'm getting good at this radio thing.
Yeah. It only took you 5.5 years.
I'm not good at it yet. I'm starting to.
Yeah.
Only slightly.
Slowest escalator upward.
Shut up!
There's the sound of the bell, and we are set to go. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon here with you, and for the second week in a row, so is Twitch.
Yes, indeed.
We win one tomorrow. That's called a winning streak.
Right.
I kind of pulled a risk on that. I was like, I think that it mentioned we've done two, so one more is a winning streak. Okay, little major league reference.
Indeed.
Wow, that movie's over 30 years old now.
Yes, it is.
Where does the time go?
In the past?
Well, yes, it's ever flowing.
Like a river.
Sure.
Yeah.
What, you think I had an idea of where that was going?
You think I know anything about time? Except how to waste it? Save it.
Point taken.
Thank you.
Yeah, I have no argument, contradiction, or otherwise to that.
I can save it, I can pass it, or I can waste it, I can pass it. I screwed that up. Never mind.
Yes, you can screw it up as well. Somehow you can screw up time.
All right, third time's the charm. Third time's the charm. I can waste it, I can pass it, but I am never going to be able to manage it.
There you go.
Doesn't have the same effect as if I had gotten it out the first time.
That's okay. It's why pencils have erasers.
Well, yeah, the good ones at least.
Oh, as you're sharpening a pencil that doesn't have an eraser on it.
It's a drawing pencil. I mean, the drawing pencils are good, but it wouldn't hurt. Would it really hurt to put an eraser on? Just a mini eraser, because instinctively, sometimes I used to go to do it, and it would just make even worse mark on the paper.
You said that was a drawing pencil?
Yes. Never drew a dime.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's about time you drew in some way.
I can draw a dime. Well, I mean, I'd be able to draw a dime if I was good at drawing circles freehand, but you know.
There we go. And you didn't even have to break 6,000 guitars to do it.
No, guitars are expensive.
Yes, they are.
And I do not have Jerry Jarrett money.
Yeah, or any Jarrett money for that matter. No?
No, I
you got it?
I got you.
All right. Good, because I couldn't quite pull up the 6,000 guitars things quick
Yeah, you were
enough.
taking it. Was
Yeah, speaking of not managing time well.
It was an ordeal.
He broke 6,000 guitars, never drew a dime.
Yeah, I like your mentality.
Mike
If
Graham.
I'm gonna spend 5 minutes searching for it, you're darn sure I'm gonna play it. Darn right.
Exactly. I'm going through with it. It's happening.
We're doing it.
It's a thing. It's
Say something stupid.
exactly.
Oh, don't worry. That'll always be covered as long as I'm here.
So, yeah, we are 8 days away from the Royal Rumble.
Indeed, we are. Great pay-per-view. Always a fun time. Even the worst Rumble pay-per-views are always a fun watch.
Yeah, it's. I know I feel like it's blasphemy to say it, but I like it more than WrestleMania.
I try not to compare the two.
I mean, I know they're It's like comparing two favorite foods, or like if you have two fast food places that you like.
It's like comparing your favorite entree with your favorite dessert. They're both fantastic for different reasons.
This is true. And just mentioning that, you took me back to Disney World for a moment there mentally. Because I was
mentally, I'm always in Disney World or on vacation, you know.
Well, no, because I'll show them a little bit of love because good luck getting reservations for it. 'Cause you need months and months.
Commoners.
No, not even commoners. It's just people who don't plan. Like
me. So me.
Exactly. Yeah. Like if you wanted a reservation there, you might be able to put one in now and get it for summertime. Yeah, for Le Cellier in the Canadian Pavilion of the World Showcase in Epcot. But the filet mignon that I had there, that was a great entree.
Ooh,
but then
you fancy, huh?
But then their butter tart for dessert was also amazing with maple ice cream. I've just made you hungry.
Yeah. And the last thing I need right now is butter tarts.
No, everybody needs butter tarts. They are delicious. They're a Canadian delicacy.
Of course they are, because Canadian delicacies are really not that good for you. They're delicious, but they're not good for you at all. Look at what you
poutine.
Look at what your kind, and I mean Canadians, do.
I love how you preface that.
I do want to, because out of context, I could have meant something else. Not good.
Yeah. We don't need you to be Tessa Blanchard here, allegedly. We'll get into that
Twitchy
in a moment.
the Greek. Talking about the Canadian athlete. No, talking about...
But yes, go on more about the Canadian kind.
The Canadian delicacies. Poutine, for instance.
French fries with gravy and cheese curds.
And sometimes?
Other stuff as well, if you want to, super fancy it up, or go to Smoke's Poutineery, for example.
Yeah.
Which we had one here in Philly, but y'all messed it up by not going there.
Don't include me in with them.
Well,
I am from Levittown. We don't know how to do anything right.
I made the trek down there to South Street a few times. Not enough to keep them in business, but I am but one man.
Yes.
The heck did we get on? Okay,
you were talking about Disney World.
I was talking about Disney, and then we got into
and
butter
completely
tarts.
just went off the rails as usual.
Yeah, think to give you an idea of what a butter tart is. Think like a pecan pie, but without the pecans.
Oh, I know. I know exactly what it's butter cake. From what I've been told. But yes, they're very, very good.
There are people out there who are enjoying our program who may not be familiar. It's not all about you, you know.
Well, I thought you were talking to me, Fearon. I apologize.
No, it's for the collective you, not Twitch. For you all, as they may say.
The collective you. So not just me, but myself and all the other voices in my head.
Yeah, they talk to you, they understand, etc.
No, they really don't.
No, they don't
understand.
Oh, they're gonna say they don't talk to you. Man, even your voices ignore you.
No, they just don't like me. They will never ignore me. Don't forget, you stink. Oh, thanks. Cool. Fantastic.
Twitchy Norton back.
Depression, you wanna weigh in on this? Actually, you know what? I feel like I already know what you are gonna say. Anxiety, yes, I know. I'll get that taken care of.
Did I mention that the filet mignon had truffle butter sauce? I had no other way of getting out of that. I just.
That's fair.
I had nothing.
I get it. I understand completely. I understand Crystal.
Indeed. So, yes, I made a reference a moment ago to Tessa Blanchard. It's been a bittersweet week for her.
Yeah.
The sweet part? Well, she defeated Sami Callihan at Impact Wrestling's Hard to Kill pay-per-view to become the first female to win the Impact World Championship.
Yeah. Good for her.
Now, the bitter?
It's very bitter.
Yeah, dealing with accusations of bullying from past coworkers that, of course, have gone public because social media. So it started last Saturday, just minutes before we took the airwaves, in fact, when Blanchard sent out a tweet encouraging women to be more supportive of each other. Or as she had simply put the tweet, "Hey women, try supporting one another, cool things happen."
And,
the responses were not as cool as anticipated.
Nor supportive, for good reason.
No, for example...
I will preface this by saying, I don't know about the allegations made in Japan, right? I mean, enough people have come forward, but I will say that without naming any names or mentioning any stories, seems on brand, like the mistreatment of others kind of thing. I've heard some things.
You've heard some wrestling scuttlebutt, as they say, locker room scuttlebutt.
It's just
Without mentioning any names, I know
I will say I'm not surprised
of the allegations. Got it. Well, yeah, some of those responses that were not as cool as anticipated. NWA Women's Champion Allison Kay, who worked in Impact as Sienna. Her response was, quote, "Remember when you spat in a black woman's face and called her the N-word in Japan? Was that you supporting women? The audacity of this tweet." End quote.
And that's just how it started.
Yeah, exactly. That's just how it started.
That was the appetizer. We haven't even gotten to the main course.
Well, in response to that, former Impact Wrestling Knockout Rebel, she supported Kay's claim by saying, quote, "I like to think people change over time, but I can confirm the bad behavior and non-supportive attitude in Japan. I was there." Not exactly like the WrestleMania I was there shirts or the WWE live event I was there shirts.
No.
Yeah. Alleged racism. I was there.
Though I feel like that would be a lot more relatable to everyday people, non-wrestling fans.
Yeah, that's as relatable to everyday people as the Sly and the Family Stone song of the same name.
Sure.
Chart topper. 6 to 8 a.m. Saturdays here on 1490 WBCB. Shameless plug. Moving on.
Please.
No? Okay.
Please
Just any chance I can get thrown there.
All right. Yeah.
NXT wrestler Chelsea Green also took issue with Blanchard's initial tweet.
She was also a former Impact wrestler.
She was also a former Impact wrestler. She said, "You've consistently put down, bullied, and belittled countless female co-workers, including me. Is that support?" Now, Blanchard did retort back to that one.
Yeah, of course she did.
Yeah, she pulled a very Samuel L. Jackson, "will allow me to retort." She said, "I've never been anything but kind to you. I've dealt with mean girls since I started. Not saying I'm a saint. Hell, I've had my ups and downs, and I've made silly decisions, such as life. You have zero merit in your comments. Instead of putting me down here for a little clout, you've got my number."
But she didn't, completely refute the racist allegation. You can call me a racist, but don't you dare call me a bully.
Well, I mean, regarding the rest of the claims, she did write, "Not true. That's my statement, and the most attention I'll give it because of how actually ridiculous it is." I don't know. The word choice just was
I mean, sometimes the best thing to say is nothing at all.
Well, if you don't say anything at all, then it kind of proves the accusation's true by not refuting it. So
from what I've seen though, the more you open your mouth, the digger the hole is dug. The deeper I suck. The deeper the hole is dug. I'm just gonna.
You have more shovels than Triple H today. Allegedly. You're just going into silent mode for the rest of the show?
I'm just gonna take 5.
Just gonna take 5?
Collect my bearings. What's left of them?
No, not that take 5?
No.
No, not the Reese's take 5 either? No?
No, but they are good.
They are good.
I
keep making you hungry with things. All right, I gotta stop talking about food.
Well,
now,
I guess that's something's got to go in for something intelligent to come out, I think, at this point.
There we go. You just need brain food. That's all.
Yeah.
Get you some kale or something. I don't know.
Ugh.
That was the first thing I could think of.
I feel like I also
Wheat
need
germ,
to have
maybe.
Oof.
I don't know.
Ugh. I mean, I'll take your word for it that it's brain food, but ugh.
I'm not like a scientist or anything, so I don't know the specific or nutritionist or anything of that nature. But back to Blanchard. So it apparently was not the most attention she would give it, as this past Thursday, just 2 days ago.
I will say before you bring this up, someone had replied and said, "Here comes the screenshot of the Notes app with an apology." Because that's yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know if it was the Notes app necessarily, but it was definitely something of that ilk, as there was a pasted statement onto Twitter in that note-like vein, where Blanchard stated, quote, "Over the last week, I have been accused of calling a fellow wrestler a racial slur. To read this allegation has been personally upsetting. To be clear, I absolutely did not use that word. That word is not in my vocabulary. That word is not in my heart. Racism is not in my heart. Yet I know many people have to deal with racism in a way I will never have to. Racism is an awful part of American history, and it is equally awful that it is still part of our society today." Tessa goes on to say, "While I did not do what was claimed, I stand ready to use my platform to support the fight against racism however I can."
Another news, water is wet. Did you know that racism was bad, Fearon? I had no clue.
I might know a thing or two about that subject. Just you know, that whole multiracial thing. Yeah, I know a thing or two about it.
Wow, it's just so groundbreaking. That was such a Barbara Walters-like discovery on her part, wasn't it?
Well, this is 2020. Ah, see what I did there?
You know that? You're all right.
See, everybody else made that joke right on New Year's. Now, I let it simmer, let it settle. Bam, there it is 18 days later.
Yes.
In a better context than just,
exactly.
Than just ball drops. I'm Barbara Walters. This is 20. Now, see, that was a good exchange there.
Yeah.
So yeah, whether or not, I mean, that's ultimately again to the locker room.
Wow, you're gonna continue to support the fight against racism on a platform where, I don't know if you know this, a lot of people are racist on.
Oh, you mean Twitter?
Yes.
Yeah, that's like trying to take all the pollution out of the ocean there. That's a huge undertaking. Not even Mark Calloway can get into that.
Yeah. But nobody has a bad thing to say about Mark Calloway.
Not at all.
Good thinking.
Are you kidding?
I'm just saying on a broad spectrum, not...
Oh, yeah, no, No, he is one of those people I would love to sit and enjoy an afternoon of whiskey of choice.
There's two people that I know of that in wrestling people have nothing bad to say, and it is Andre the Giant and The Undertaker.
Yeah, that's those are two very good legendary names in completely different ways.
Yes.
All right. Well, I think we've learned a thing or two here. We've learned that racism is bad.
And we learned that kale and wheat germ are brain food, and that I stink. Very important lessons to learn on a very special...
special Pro Wrestling
For a
Weekly.
very different reason. I'll say it during the break.
I was gonna say we still have 38 minutes to go. I don't know, or thereabouts. Why are we already getting into the what did we learn on the show today? Twitch, or I don't know, to slightly paraphrase from the Late Late Show.
Because
with
you
Craig
know what,
Ferguson
I think I've already done a show's worth of bollocks. And the show isn't even over yet. We're not even halfway through the show.
We're not even halfway through the show. So
I figured we should at least get it out of the way now. We'll come back to it, but
we'll circle around to it later. But for now, you're making snow angels of stupidity at this point today.
Yeah. That's the name of this episode. Snow Angels of Stupidity. Yes. Back on the board. Hopefully.
We win one tomorrow. That's called a winning streak.
It has
There's
happened
no winning
before.
in this studio.
Oh, gosh. All right, we'll be back with more stuff here on Pro Wrestling Weekly on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.
When an Eagles player gets hurt, the team takes care of him. When you get hurt, the attorneys at Begley, Carlin, and Mandio will take care of you. They understand that a severe accident can be a life-altering event. You need a reliable teammate to fight for you. The attorneys at Begley, Carlin, and Mandio will get you great results. And if there's no recovery, there's no fee. Contact them today at 215-750-0110 for a free consultation. 215-750-0110 for a reliable ally that's on your side.
The Bristol Borough Community Action Group Food Bank at 99 Wood Street in Bristol has been serving Lower Bucks County since 1971. It's your monthly tax-deductible donations that allow us to provide food for hundreds of households each month. Please consider a generous one-time or recurring monthly donation at www.givebucks.org. That's www.givebucks.org. Help us help those in need. Please donate today. The Bristol Borough Community Action Group, 99 Wood Street, Bristol, PA 19007.
All commentators heard on WBCB express their own views. Their opinions are not necessarily those of others on WBCB, including the staff and management. Hi, Merrill Reese, inviting you to join me, Delco Times beat reporter Bob Groats, and a different Eagles guest every week for Pro Football Report presented by BCWSA. Listen to the show on both 1490 WBCB and 610 ESPN, or watch our video stream on Facebook Live. We broadcast each week from a different Chickies and Pete's or Parks Casino and Racing location near you. Pro Football Report presented by BCWSA, Tuesday night from 6 to 7 here on 1490 WBCB and 610 ESPN.
More people are online every day to check and pay their bills. Now you can have your BCWSA utility bill delivered electronically. Enrollment couldn't be easier. Just go to bcwsa.net or call 800-222-2068. With e-billing, you have control to see your bills when you want, set reminders for each new bill, and best of all, the service is free. Sign up for e-billing at bcwsa.net. Your partner for a safer environment, BCWSA. Proven.
Got the Luigi death stare from Fearon, so we might have to...
I didn't give you the Luigi death stare. That's not true.
You're breaking kayfabe.
Breaking kayfabe. Gonna break something else during this commercial.
There we go. That's what I like to see.
And now, more Pro Wrestling Weekly with your hosts, Fearon Derry and Lucas DeSangro.
Are we getting into that controversy again?
I know how it feels, and it's not fun.
Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Derry here with you alongside Twitch.
Hi.
Twitch is... he's kind of taking the quiet route now after...
I'm going to...
He's still in the middle of his Taking 5. It's only been about 3.5.
Perhaps much more than that.
Right. No idea where we're going with that. Well, we'll go to something a little bit funnier.
At this point, that would be anything.
Well, NBC, they picked up the comedy series Young Rock. Did you hear about this?
No.
It's a comedy series that'll be focusing on Dwayne Johnson's younger years. Johnson
The
will
Boulder years, or the
Pebble years. Is that what you were going to try to go for? And
just read the story.
just reading. Okay,
Please
just
read the
going
story.
on about it. All right.
End this pain.
Johnson will appear in all 11 episodes of the first season, which will be co-written by former Fresh Off the Boat showrunner Nanachka Khan and collaborator Jeff Chang. Should be a goodie.
Yeah.
Which it's kind of a bittersweet week for The Rock as well. As while we have that going on, it was we had found out on Wednesday that The Rock's father, Rocky Johnson, Soul Man Rocky Johnson, passed away at the age of 75.
Yeah.
And he, along with Tony Atlas, they were I don't know if you knew this or not.
The first
they were
ever
the first
African-American
African-American team to win the WWF Tag Team Championships.
Yes.
The death was attributed to a blood clot, and The Rock did issue a statement on his Instagram saying, quote, "You broke color barriers, became a ring legend, and trailblazed your way through this world. I was the boy sitting in the seats, watching and adoring you, my hero from afar. The boy you raised to always be proud of our cultures and proud of who and what I am. The boy you raised with the toughest of love, the intense work, the hard hand. The adoring boy who wanted to know only your best qualities. Who then grew to become a man realizing you had other deeply complicated sides that needed to be held and understood. Son to father, man to man. That's when my adoration turned to respect, and my empathy turned to gratitude. Grateful that you gave me life. Grateful that you gave me life's invaluable lessons. Dad, I wish I had one more shot to tell you I love you before you crossed over to the other side. But you were ripped away from me so fast without warning. Gone in an instant and no coming back. I'm in pain, but we both know it's just pain and it'll pass. Now I'll carry your mana and work ethic with me as it's time to move on because I have my family to feed and work to accomplish. Finally, I want you to rest your trailblazing soul, soul man. Pain-free, regret-free, satisfied, and at ease. You've lived a very full, very hard, barrier-breaking life and left it all in the ring. I love you, Dad, and I'll always be your proud and grateful son. Go rest high."
Yeah.
I think we all need a quiet moment after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were some things in there that kind of hit me a little hard, considering that I lost my father in a very sudden, similar fashion as well. So I almost choked up a little bit there.
Yeah.
It's
just
that hit
emotional. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, 75, it's one of those things where, like, no matter how old somebody is, it feels like it's too soon.
Yeah.
I mean, we're probably going to have another at least half century of Betty White, but when she passes, it'll feel like it's too soon, even though she just turned 98 yesterday.
Well, I think it's also because I think sometimes it's not about the age, it's about how much they're still,
their legacy.
And how much, like, you look at someone like Mel Brooks, when he goes, it's gonna be hard because he still fires on all cylinders. Sometimes there's certain people where you're just like, oh, I kind of saw this coming. It stinks. Like, sometimes people are still, no matter how much they've aged, they still have so much life in them. You know what I mean?
Well, in Mel Brooks' case, he'll be 94 in June.
Yeah.
Would you believe? Because he was one of the writers of Get Smart back in...
Oh, I know.
Okay. Get Smart predates me, so I know it damn sure predates you. So that's...
Yeah, but at the same time, it's Mel Brooks.
Well, I mean, people are used to his movies, but not as many people know that he did the TV writing before that.
Well, he also had a great run with himself and Sid Caesar. There's a lot of...
Your Show of Shows, yeah. There was a lot to him here.
Yes.
He's one of the few EGOT winners. Yeah, somebody who has won an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony Award. Yeah, I think it's like less than 20 people have done that in the history of performance.
Wow.
Yeah, that's... I want to talk about elite. With all due respect to the Young Bucks and that whole crew. That's some kind of elite right there. But... that notwithstanding, there is some good news on the end of AEW, speaking of the elite.
Good news, everyone!
Yes, good news, everyone. So, a couple of tidbits. One, a name that's been kind of floating around for a little while. He made an appearance a couple weeks ago. Well, apparently he's going to be around a lot longer, as AEW announced Wednesday that they have signed Taz to a multi-year contract. Now, the terms of the deal were not disclosed, but Taz did note in a video released by AEW that, quote, the coin looks right. So I guess he ran it by Joey Numbers, and it's an old thing that he did back in the SmackDown commentary days.
No, I know.
Well, again, it's not all about you.
It's never
just
because
you know these things doesn't necessarily mean that everybody does. Okay. You just want to make sure everybody's on board. It's never good to have little inside jokes and references without bringing everybody on board as best we can. Some things are just beyond explanation, though.
You're right.
Like Twitch.
Yeah.
Because Lord knows I've tried for the better part of the last 6.5 years. Has it? 6.5? I gotta go take a break while we go soak. No, while we soak that in here. 6.5 years you've been with this show. How? When? Why? It's that whole time thing we were talking about earlier.
Yes.
It just goes on, and it in an instant it feels like.
Yeah. But
yes, as if that wasn't good enough news of Taz being part of the fold, apparently there looks to be a good reason for that. As everybody's friend in the wrestling world, Dave Meltzer,
right,
of F4WOnline.com, among the Wrestling Observer and all the other things that he's a part of. He reports that Warner Media... let me backtrack a little bit before I get into his report of the part here. Warner Media, they seem to be all in on AEW. See what I did there?
Yes, I do.
As they announced this past Wednesday, they've expanded their relationship with the upstart company, where the press release reading, quote, Warner Media has extended their deal for AEW Dynamite, a top 20 new cable unscripted series, through 2023. In addition, the parties have agreed to launch another night of AEW action, offering more of the fans' favorite wrestlers with a second show straight to series.
Straight to series, what is...
I wasn't sure. I guess they mean they're not going to do like a pilot or anything. They're just greenlighting it right to whatever Warner channel they want to go with. So this is leading to the question of, all right, is this going to be a second show a la, a Thunder to WCW's Nitro? Or is it going to be more of a kind of recap show and news show, kind of like what WWE Backstage is trying
essentially
to do?
Like what AEW Dark is doing now on YouTube.
Yeah, or is it going to be like AEW Dark, what they have on... Are they going to take AEW Dark and move it from YouTube onto either TNT or TBS? So there's... And what role will Taz have in all of this? Because you figure they're not going to have a 4-person booth. They're not going to bring Taz in to commentate with Excalibur and Jim Ross and Tony Schiavone.
You sure about that?
Well, if I'm wrong, then somebody will reference back to this clip and I'll make a complete donkey of myself. Not the first time, won't be the last.
You'll be stealing my gimmick as well, if that's the case.
Borrowing. I'll be more than happy to give it back to you.
Gladly. Wait. Hey!
Yes, you can have it. Just needed it for that moment because, well, that moment. If it happens. But we'll see. I don't think they're going that way on a permanent basis, though. The whole too many cooks in the kitchen sort of thing. But this is where Meltzer comes in. So he reports that Warner Media will be paying All Elite Wrestling a lot of money. How much, you might be wondering? Or you might not be. I don't know.
I mean, are you speaking to me personally, or are you speaking me in a broad spectrum?
Yes, both.
I don't know, Fearon. How much are they being paid?
Warner Media will be paying All Elite Wrestling $175 million over the next 4 years.
Wow.
That will run through 2023.
Wow.
Yeah, the story also states that Warner Media will have the option that could keep Dynamite on the TNT network in 2024 at a significantly increased price. So if they're doing that well over the next 4 years, year 5, going to come with a price hike. So, yeah, based on the figures, that means on average per year, AEW is going to be making let me carry the one, hold on, math, $43,750,000 per year on average. Wow. From the Warner Media based on the figures.
Scrooge McDuck.
Yes. The previous deal is believed to have covered AEW's production expenses and given the company a share of the ad sales, but it's unclear which side will handle the production expenses under the new agreement. And AEW will also produce an extra hour of weekly television for Warner Media. So, I don't know, will that hour be AEW Dark? Will it be something... that's what leads to a lot of the questions and a lot of the stay tuned. We'll figure it out as we go along. Kind of like the show.
Yeah.
Definitely figure it out as we go along. Oh, goodness. So when we get back on the other side, we're going to talk about another unfortunate passing from this past week that I guess had been thought a little bit longer and created a little bit of confusion. Also, a couple of noted signings with respective companies, and also a company signing with an agent as far as, well, broadcast rights and things like that. Yeah, should be rather interesting. Plus, we'll tell you how Week 16 of the Wednesday Night Wars went. Yeah, I won't even give any kind of a lead into it. I'll just say, yeah, if you're curious, well, we'll let you know. That's why we're here.
Yes.
Among many reasons, here on Pro Wrestling Weekly on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.
You won't see termites crawling across your floor, but thousands might be devouring the wood in your walls, weakening the structure of your home. For over 50 years, Termite Proofing and Pest Control of the Delaware Valley has been in the exterminating business. If you think you have a pest problem, they're the experts. Call them today at 215-639-5455. That's 215-639-5455 for TPPC. Termite Proofing and Pest Control of the Delaware Valley gives your home or business peace of mind, knowing your pest problem is in their hands. Located at 1560 Bristol Pike in Bensalem, they use only EPA-approved material applied by licensed technicians. Call Termite Proofing and Pest Control of the Delaware Valley at 215-639-5455.
Hi, this is Dr. Lee Piccarello inviting you to tune in every Friday morning at 8 a.m. to The Head Game, a must-listen show for athletes and coaches of all levels and ages. Mindful Athlete Training in Newtown, Pennsylvania is a mental circuit training program that prepares the athletes to perform at the highest level of today's game. Athletes get into the zone faster and stay there longer. Tune in every Friday morning at 8 a.m. right here on WBCB 1490 AM and throughout the world at WBCB1490.com.
Neurosurgeons at nearby Capital Health not only perform groundbreaking procedures, they helped develop them. Capital Health neurosurgeons are among the first to use newly invented devices for stroke, aneurysm, and other cerebrovascular disorders. Capital Health neurosurgeons are at the forefront of care in the Philadelphia, New Jersey region. The Stroke and Cerebrovascular Center at Capital Health. Minds advancing minds.
Ranger Station.
Yeah, hi. I'd like to report a bear sighting in the forest. 1 second, I'm having a smoke. Next thing I know, I'm face-to-face with Smokey Bear.
Wow.
And he told me it only takes one spark to start a wildfire.
Did you know 9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans?
I had no idea.
That's why Smokey's famous and you're not. If you see someone in danger of starting a wildfire, step in and make a difference. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council. Learn more at smokeybear.com.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Chickies and Pete's, your favorite local sports bar and crab house. Go where the players go. Go where the players go and see Eagles players every Monday night. All you can eat Chickies wings and world famous crab fries every Monday starting at 6 p.m. for just $19.99. Enjoy Chickies and Pete's Taco Tuesdays for just $6.99. Wednesdays, enjoy 2 pounds of mouth-watering snow crabs. Plus daily ice cold draft beer and drink specials. Chickies and Pete's, proud partner of the Philadelphia Eagles. Click chickiesandpete's.com for locations.
Pro Wrestling Weekly presents Today, in wrestling history, January 18th. On this date in 1993, WWF Monday Night Raw aired live from New York City. In the main event, Ric Flair fought El Matador to a no contest. On this date in 1998, the WWF held its Royal Rumble pay-per-view. In the main event, Shawn Michaels defeated The Undertaker in a casket match to retain the WWF World Heavyweight Championship. On this date in 1999, WCW Monday Nitro aired live from Columbus, Ohio. In the main event, Goldberg defeated Scott Hall and Bam Bam Bigelow by disqualification. On this date in 2010, WWE Monday Night Raw aired live from Knoxville, Tennessee. In the main event, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, and Hornswoggle defeated The Miz, The Big Show, and John Heater in a 6-man tag team match. This has been Today in Wrestling History, January 18th.
Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Ron Derry here with you alongside Twitch, and as you were noting before the end of the Today in Wrestling History, yes, that was that era where there were a lot of various guest stars on Monday Night Raw back in 2010, and a few of them competed in matches, including John Heater of Napoleon Dynamite fame.
And bench warmers.
Well, yeah. I mean, I was going by what he was most noted for.
And it's been a while since I've even thought about John Heater.
Yeah, what's he been up to lately?
We're getting sidetracked again.
Well, yeah, it's sometimes what happens, I guess. So now you've got me curious. Well, firstly, I didn't realize he was 42 now.
Louis C.K. had a great bit about that.
He's been doing voiceover stuff. That's been his big thing.
Louis C.K. had a great bit about that kind of thing where he's like, Britney Spears is now my age, and she wasn't. But the joke of it was like how them being older kind of sneaks up on you. It's like, I remember when I was 30-something, she was 18 years old, and now she's my age. She is 48 years old.
Huh. Well, yeah. So, interesting. Yeah, now he's been doing some. He's got a couple of things in the pike, but yeah, it's been quite some time since.
Been a while.
Yeah, since Napoleon
Dynamite.
How? That was 2004.
Yep.
What? How? Time. Just how at the time? Napoleon Dynamite was 16 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, son of a...
Wow. Okay.
You know, I was going to bring up how old I was when I saw it, but I'm just not going to. I feel like I've already done enough damage today.
Yeah, you'd like this show to continue with me on it, please.
Yes.
Let's...
Exactly.
All right. What... God, that threw me for a loop. Along with a couple of other things that threw me for a loop. Now, as much as we joke about, well, this Twitch here on the show, there's also the video streaming site or service, Twitch.tv, which Impact Wrestling has been involved with for quite some time.
Yes.
Until recently.
Why is that, Fearon?
Well, Impact apparently has been banned from Twitch.
Not blocked.
.tv.
Banned.
Banned.
Enjoy dressing in the hall, Richard. It's the Cody Rhodes tweet.
Yes. Well, there was no reason that was officially given, but there was a segment that aired with Rob Van Dam and his girlfriends.
His wife and girlfriend.
Well, wife and girlfriend.
His wife and her girlfriend. I don't know.
Yeah, it's.
I don't shame, but it's confusing to keep up with.
It is. That's why I'm not even going to bother. But apparently, during that segment, there may have been a slight wardrobe malfunction.
May have. While trying to perform a Van Daminator, his Mr. Monday Night
made an appearance.
Yes, his singlet was torn. Perhaps the fabric was worn out from all those splits he used to do.
Possibly, but yeah.
He pulled a Lenny Kravitz.
If that's the case, then it would violate Twitch's terms of service that prohibit content that may not be suitable for all audiences.
I think that's just Rob Van Dam. It's not exactly suitable for all audiences either.
Well,
even when he did have functioning wardrobe.
I guess. I don't know. As of right now, though, they are they are not. Well, they're not. The ban is still active.
The band Terminator. Hit.
Ha!
Thank you.
Yes, well done. There you go. Yeah,
There's
you get
one.
a rim shot for that.
Thank you.
He'll be here all week. No, he won't.
No.
He's barely here Sundays or Saturdays from noon to 1.
I'm never here Sundays. We don't have anything to do here on Sundays, Fearon. Well, I don't have anything to do here on Sundays.
Yeah, me, time will tell.
Yes.
Okay, I was just waiting to hear some sort of a yell from Ted out in the
Told
other room.
you. I'm not good at managing time, so I don't know when he's going to say anything.
Well, no, I was accounting for the delay, so I figured out here and then. Wait, what does he mean by that? Comes sprinting in here. Oh, goodness. So, some not so good news here. So, when I mention this name, don't be thrown off because it threw off about 99%
I already
of
know who
the
you're
internet.
talking about.
So, this past Saturday, La Parca.
Two
passed away. Yes, Jesus Alfonso Escoboza Huerta. That took a little bit of practice.
You killed my father. Prepare to die.
That was Inigo Montoya.
Whatever. Just
yeah. Fair enough. Princess Bride.
Inconceivable.
But back to La Parca. No, he had suffered head and neck injuries suffered during a match back in October.
Oof.
And yeah, he had missed his opponent while performing a dive, and it caused him to crash headfirst into the ringside barrier. Now, the reason that I preface this is not the same La Parca who wrestled in WCW and currently works as La Park in Mexico and in MLW.
Yeah.
Huerta took over the gimmick in 2003 after a fallout between the original La Parca and AAA owner Antonio Pena.
Pena?
Pena. Yeah, it probably didn't have the Enye over it, the little swirly thing. Yeah, some things don't have that. When the original one went to work for CMLL. Now, yeah, there were conflicting listings as far as his age at the time of his death. Some outlets are listing him as 56, others listing him as 54. Because, well, there are a lot of things that are kept secret like that. It's all part of the masked identity.
Yes.
You don't know who's under the mask. You don't know what their date of birth is. You don't know how long they have lived. They are just that entity.
Yes.
Yeah, why I put my hand out as if I was like spanning the horizon as I did that, I have no idea, but Ted found it entertaining. I have no clue anymore.
Hey, don't you fall apart on me now. I'm the one that does that here.
All right, I got 6 minutes.
And that's a drop.
Yes. I'll make sure to clip just enough of it here. All right, so Ring of Honor announcing this past Saturday that Bandito has re-signed with the company. Terms of that deal were not disclosed, but yeah, that's certainly a goodie. Another Ring of Honor signing, Marty Scurll.
Re-signed, yes.
Officially re-signing, and he was named the promotion's head booker.
No, actually, it's
that was
not.
according to Mike Johnson, but Mike Johnson's been hit or miss with those various reports.
He's on the booking team.
He's on the booking team, okay. Well, that's why, I was going by Mike Johnson, and he's usually on with those things, but every once in a while, fastball gets past you. Yeah. The news was announced to the ROH locker room prior to Sunday's event, and former Impact World Champion Brian Cage has signed a multi-year deal with All Elite Wrestling, according to SoCalUncensored.com.
Yay!
Cage had struggled with some injuries during his Impact run, but was a consistently strong performer when he was healthy. And an interesting note, the SCU report noted that ROH made the strongest financial offer of Cage's suitors, but he opted to sign with AEW because they provide more exposure. Not like the Impact exposure we were talking about earlier.
That's indecent.
No, that's it. Yes. And we're going to remain indifferent toward that. All right. And ICM...
Rob Van Dam should get some new clothes. I shoehorned that. I apologize. I had to.
Well, there goes the rest of the show. All right, now we'll get it back here. ICM Partners, they've signed Major League Wrestling with the goal of negotiating television rights and streaming deals once the MLW TV deal expires this spring. They're like a
Who do they have a TV deal with? As far as I know, they're only on YouTube.
Well, once their broadcast deal expires in the spring. How about that? But yeah, ICM Partners, they're like a leading talent agency. They've got a bunch of different artists and broadcasters and authors and artisans. Some of their talent includes Alice in Chains, Chris Rock, Jerry Seinfeld, Chaka Khan, Arsenio Hall, Barry Gibb of the Bee Gees, David Spade, Cyndi Lauper, Bob Seger, Boyz II Men, Brandy, Jay Leno, Carrot Top, and John Cena, among many others. Yeah, there we go. I'd be
stupid. That was so stupid.
It was.
You ever you ever disgust yourself? I just disgusted myself with how
for like the fifth time this show.
Okay, that's fair.
Fair enough. And lastly, Wednesday Night Wars Week 16 went convincingly to AEW. The Bash at the Beach themed episode brought in 940,000 viewers, down just 7,000 from last week. NXT, meanwhile, had 700,000 tune in on USA Network. AEW finishing 5th in that coveted 18 to 49 demographic, whereas NXT finished 31st in the same category. In the head-to-head battle, AEW up overall 11-4 with one tie. Now we've got, a lot to squeeze in for
birthdays.
Alrighty, 4 plus 5 Brucey bonuses. On this date in 1954, Theodore Marvin DiBiase Sr. was born. The WWE Hall of Famer, 24/7 champion, 3-time tag team champion, and 2-time $1 million champion, best known as the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. He turned 66 today. On this date in 1969, David Michael Bautista Jr. was born. Yeah, the soon-to-be WWE Hall of Famer, 6-time World Heavyweight Champion, and 4-time Tag Team Champion, and actor from the Marvel Universe, Drax the Destroyer, Guardians of the Galaxy, Avengers, that whole thing. Batista, he turns 51 today. Yeah! Exactly. On this date in 1980, Chad Allegra was born. The 2-time WWE Raw Tag Team Champion, 4-time IWGP Tag Team Champion, and current WWE wrestler known as the OC's Carl Anderson turns 40 today.
Wow.
And on this date in 1985, Mark Pugh was born, the 11-time Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champion, best known as Mark Briscoe, turns 35 today.
Wonderful.
Yes, of the Briscoes tag teams. Now to the Brucey bonuses, things outside of the world of wrestling. Oh, wow, I've got a minute to do 5. All right, in this date in 1938, Hargus Melvin Robbins was born, the Country Hall of Fame session keyboard and piano player. Pig Robbins, yes. Known for playing for artists including Dolly Parton, Loretta Lynn, George Jones, Merle Haggard, Conway Twitty, Neil Young, and a whole bunch more. He turns 82 today. On this date in 1941, Robert Charles Goldsboro was born. Country and pop singer and songwriter known for his #1 hit Honey back in 1968. Bobby Goldsboro. Yeah, beady. Yeah, he turned 79 today. We got it somewhere on the thing there. On this date in 1975, Kevin Costner was born. Yeah, the actor from movies like Bull Durham, Field of Dreams, Dances with Wolves, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, and a whole bunch of others. He's 65 today. On this date in 1961, we're going sports for the rest here. Mark Messier was born, the Hall of Fame hockey player from the Edmonton Oilers and New York Rangers. He turns 59 today. And lastly, on this date in 1972, Michael Scott Lieberthal was born, the longtime Phillies catcher, Phillies Wall of Famer, and I always nicknamed him 6'4" Berthal because he'd always hit into those double plays. He turns 48 today. That's it for us. Play us out, Nutsy.
1 o'clock and all's well.
Serving you better than ever before. This is 1490 WB.